MB Enclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe that there was 2 8s in there.
This guy right here is doing something special.
I welcome y'all to MBE. What you about to see, box building in a different league. In this SQL scene, believe that money ain't a thing when it comes to its kings. Now that's fact, not fiction. Call 44694 48 then 18. Don't matter, you got 4 8s or 1 8 or anything between. He got what you need.
This is my crew. This is my gang. These are my kings.
Hey, what's up? Let me see if I can explain something to you so you can understand what I do on the channel and understand and how to interpret what I say and how I say it and why I say it. And as the title of the video states, this needs to be explained. Sound is subjective. What does subjective mean? Subjective meaning subject means it is applied to a certain set of parameters. Who controls those parameters or conditions makes it subjective. Sound is subjective. Meaning that if I was to hear, I love the sound of hip hop music and R&B, but I'm not going to assume that everyone does, because there are other genres of music. Some people like classical music, orchestra, symphonies. Some listen primarily to country. Some people listen primarily to pop. Some listen primarily to dubstep. Some listen to a little bit of everything. But everyone has something that they love. That's the genre of music or the quality of sound that they want to listen to predominantly. So sound is subjective because each one of those genres of music have different emphasis on the instruments that are used in the reproduction of that type of music. I love bass-laden tracks. Not everyone does that. That sounds good to me. That might not necessarily sound good to someone who's listening to classical or pop. So my opinion may not apply to the type of music that they listen to. Now, even though sound is subjective or subject to the parameters or characteristics or conditions that the listener has constructed or outlined, output is not. Output is not all of the factors being equal. Because I feel maybe that output is subjective too. So what you mean by that, MB? Let's say you take a driver A. You're playing in a sealed box. It gives you a certain measure of output. dB. The dB score is not how someone feels about what they're hearing. It is a measurement of the pressure at a particular frequency in a certain area. So yeah, as the title states, sound is subjective, output is subjective. Subjective to what? To how you're listening to that driver. If you listen to a driver A in a sealed box, it's going to have a certain measurable amount of output. You take the same driver under the same power and put it in an imported enclosure, you're going to have an increase in output. You take that same driver and put in another order, say a fourth order, you're going to increase the output. Same driver. but it's relative to where you are putting it in. So since sound is subjective and output is subjective, subject to what type of enclosure you're putting it in, there's no way you can say something is the best. Because each individual listening to a driver is going to hear it differently. And if this person decides to run that driver in a sealed box, and this person decides to run that driver in a ported box, and this person decides to run that driver in a fourth order, another than application, they can all get different levels of output from the same driver. Peace.